Hey, stop giving talks that make you busy and start giving talks that make you money. In my brand new limited series podcast, Public Speaking Monetization Tips, I'll show you exactly how to use speaking to grow your business, attract high-end quality clients, and get paid, even from no-fee gigs. So if you're serious about turning your message into income, search Public Speaking Monetization Tips on your favorite podcast platform and hit play today. Last week, we started a conversation about building your personal brand. And today, I want to continue that conversation because brand building doesn't start with a logo or a website or even a LinkedIn headline. It starts with you. And more than ever in this AI-driven world, having a personal brand is no longer optional. It is required. And if you don't intentionally build one, ouch, because it's not what you know, it's who knows you. So welcome back to Be in Demand. This is the podcast all about how to leverage public speaking as your best form of marketing. So whether you are working in a company, trying to work your way up the corporate ladder, or you are a coach or a consultant trying to get known in this very busy online world, you are in the right place. And I'm so glad that you're here, learning a little bit more about why your personal brand matters more than ever. Because your personal brand is going to help you get known. It's who knows you, especially when you're not in the room. How do people speak of you, especially when you're not nearby? Your reputation is working for you or it's working against you. That's why I am a firm believer, and you don't want other people deciding what your brand is. You need to be the one who is deciding on it. So you need to be very intentional. I want you to decide what it is. Back when I did executive leadership coaching, one of the first questions I would ask my new client was, what's your leadership style? What kind of a leader do you want to be? And almost every single time they would pause, they would look up, almost as if they were scanning their organizational chart. And they would say something like, well, the person that's above me, they're kind of like this, and they're up there and they got promoted. So I guess what I need to do is be like that. And I would stop them. No, that worked for them. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It doesn't mean that it's right for you because no one else can be you. You are so good at being you. And people are going to be attracted to you and follow you because of who you are. So then I brought this into the speaking world when I shifted to helping more people really communicate with confidence. I started asking a very similar question. What kind of speaker do you want to be? Because here's what matters. You need to be the same person on stage as you are off the stage. Now, in the office, at a networking event, on a podcast, at your kid's soccer game, consistency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of your brand. Because I speak so regularly, I see people both on and off the stage, and I listen very closely to the audience. What do they remember? What do they talk about afterwards? How did the speaker make them feel? That feedback loop is so powerful. And it comes back to one thing. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not holding the microphone, when you're off the stage, when you're finished speaking, at that networking event, at that meeting. When you decide what your personal brand is, you are literally drawing a line in the sand. You are deciding, here's what I want to be known for. Here's how I'm going to show up. Here's what behaviors align, and here's what behaviors don't align with me. And this is part of your identity work. It's literally the foundation to who you are. And identity always comes before strategy. So here's your homework for this week. Yes, homework. I want you to decide and choose 3 words or 3 short phrases that describe how you want to be known. You are literally going to decide on what your personal brand is. So here are just a few words just to help you out. Approachable, intelligent, humorous or sarcastic, cutting edge, thought-provoking, professional, easy to work with. This is just a few. I mean, it is not about being perfect, but it's about a starting point. So don't feel like you have to pick the perfect 3 words, the perfect 3 short phrases. Start with something we can edit later. And remember, you are so much more than just these 3 phrases. As a matter of fact, I'll share mine. Inspiring, approachable, and easy to work with. I literally want to inspire my clients and my audiences that if I can do this, so can you. I want to break it down so easy that they're like, wow, like I can do this. I want to be approachable. I don't want people to be afraid to come up to me afterwards or ask me a question during a session. I don't want my clients on one of our one-on-one sessions ever to feel like I can't ask this question. I don't feel like I'm good enough to ask this question. I always want to be approachable because I want to hear what's going on. That's the only way that I can help my clients get over the speed bump. And easy to work with, that is something that I always want my clients to remember, to feel, to experience. And my clients being my one-on-one client, but also meeting planners, conference organizers. I want to be the speaker that they say, she was so easy to work with. And being easy to work with doesn't mean that I don't have boundaries. I mean, I share with people, this is how I work. These are my working hours. With my one-on-one clients, we have Voxer access. If you Voxer me on the weekend, you may not hear from me until I'm back in the office again, which could be Monday. So that's just a little summary, but I want you to know that I am so much more than just these 3 words, phrases. It can go a little bit deeper. But these words, I keep them front and center, and they become a filter for everything that I do. And that's what I want for you. I want it to be a filter about how you show up at work, how you show up for meetings, how you show up when you have a microphone in front of you, when you are leading a meeting, a mastermind, and also when you're on the soccer field with your kids. So I want you to write down your 3 words or short phrases. Put them on a sticky note somewhere where you're going to see them often, because when you see them, you are going to start to embody them. And over time, other people experience you in those words. So that's how a personal brand is built. We have to decide, what kind of a brand do we want? What do we want our personal brand to be? So don't skip this step. It seems so remedial. It is so basic. And one of the things, if you've been hanging around me for any amount of time, you know that whenever I do any sort of training, I always start with you, because you are the foundation to everything that you are building. And if this is the year that you want to get more visible, if you want that next promotion, that next leadership opportunity, that next big invitation to come your way, then I want you to stop waiting for someone else to notice you. Book that call with me. The link is down below in the show notes. We will talk about how you want to get known, how you're going to show up, and how you're going to position yourself so that opportunities start finding you, so that you become the only choice. This is why this podcast is called Be in Demand. You become the only person and you become in demand, because the strongest brands are not accidental. They are intentional. So until next week, I want you to be in demand. Hey, before you go, do you want to learn how to turn every talk into clients and cash? Well, check out my brand new limited series podcast, Public Speaking Monetization Tips. You'll learn how to find speaking opportunities, monetize every stage, and use your voice as your most powerful marketing tool. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, or an expert, this series will help you speak smarter, not harder. Search for Public Speaking Monetization Tips on your favorite podcast app and start listening today.